Man wastes life searching for enlightenment. Yeah, I agree with that. There's a paradox here, of course. Enlightenment is a paradox. That's what most people don't understand. They don't get it. Most people approach enlightenment from the conventional flatland Cartesian model of the universe, which looks or sounds something like this. If I do just enough of this and this and this and this, if I put together A and B and C and D, it will equal F or G or M. If I add these things up, it will equal to this. If I put all this effort and whatnot, it will get me this. And so most people bundle enlightenment into that, except of course in the back of their minds they're thinking, well, it needs to be extraordinary. Whatever I do in that area of enlightenment, it needs to be extraordinary. I need to dedicate my life to it. I need to commit to it wholeheartedly and single-mindedly. I need to be a monk. I need to be a yogi, and on a mountainside. I need to really dedicate. I need to persevere, etc. Well, fuck that. The world is full of people like that. And if it really worked that way, wouldn't there be a lot of enlightened people just kind of like, down at the corner heading into Starbucks? There would be. There'd be a lot of people, just in the same way that there are indeed a lot of people who are wealthy because they worked and they were dedicated. There's a lot of people who are college educated and who are smart because they worked, they were dedicated, or they, one way or another, they applied themselves. Well, enlightenment does not fucking work that way at all. And so most of the time, people who aren't very smart, get involved with enlightenment, get involved in spiritual teachings. They apply that same the ethos to it and fail. There's I don't understand it. It's not that big of a deal to understand the paradoxical, nuanced approach to the whole enlightenment game. It's outside of the paradigm of duality. And everything that you do in the dream state is just going to propagate the dream state unless something is applied that is outside of the dream state. So man wastes life searching for enlightenment is true 99.999% of the time. So, how does one? What is the ingredient that one applies to that is outside of the dream state, that is outside of the illusion? I think there's two things. I think first you have to come to this insight, this aha moment, that enlightenment is not addition. It is subtraction. Enlightenment is subtraction of personality, of ego, of mind. It is subtraction of all of the bullshit that is in the way of the natural, adult, awakened, enlightened, if you want to use that word, state. So it's subtraction. It's the opposite of what everything, what the striving and the struggling and the forward momentum of life tells you that how things work. It's the opposite of that. It's deconstructing. So that's number one. People don't want to deconstruct because it's no fun. No one wants to. Ego doesn't want to die. Personality doesn't want. No one wants to die. But that's the. To quote Jed McKenna, is the little bastard in us that is saying, there might be something to this whole like cosmic suicidal effort, which is what enlightenment really is. It's a cosmic suicidal effort, and once you realize that it's dismantling and whatnot, you can't. And you see that that's the process. It's a slow march then towards the finality. It's a slow march to your death. So the only thing that is, and this is the second part of this whole process, which makes it doable and makes it so that so man doesn't waste his whole life searching for enlightenment, is to notice that thing that is outside the dream state from the get-go. And that thing that is outside the dream state, the only thing that is true, is awareness. The only thing that is true is awareness. The only thing that doesn't change, the only thing that at the end of the day remains, the only thing that is clear and concise and remains in all of us is one thing. That's awareness. And that awareness, that one thing, is the same in all of us because it's the same awareness. There's not a whole bunch of awarenesses. It doesn't work that way. There's one awareness. I'm speaking, I'm recognizing, I'm feeling into it right now. That same clear, watching, witnessing part that's in me is exactly the same one that's in you. So man wastes life searching for enlightenment. True, 99.999% of the time, unless you are cognizant of those two things. The paradoxical nature of enlightenment, which is a deconstructing process, which, trust me, your ego wants nothing to do with, it. And the second part is to recognize awareness, which is the part that's already outside of the duality of life. It's outside of the dream state. It's outside of the illusion. So doing those two things maybe, just maybe, will make it so you don't waste your life searching for enlightenment. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.